Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, today in the form of a live stream. I told you all I'm gonna do daily live streams from now on, except for when I'm flying, but I guess for right now I'm just gonna try and make it a standard thing. Even if I'm flying, I'll do it early in the morning or something along those lines. So just check back every single day and have that notification bell on, so you'll be notified every single time we do a stream. Well, actually, that's a lie. I think even if you have the notification bell on, you probably won't be notified every single time I stream, but I'll try my best to just get it to you guys in some way, shape, or form, either by putting it over on Twitter or by putting it over in my alerts Telegram, so you'll just, in some way, shape, or form, get yourself a notification. I'm just trying to make it as easily possible as I guess as possible. I don't know what else to tell you. All right. Having said that, I'm also noticing quite a lot of people say there's a little issue with sound and whatnot. So I've been trying for a little bit to increase my gain, for example, on the back of my what's it called, like microphone. But the problem is, the higher I put that gain, the worse the sound quality becomes at some point, right? And so yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to do with that, because right now I'm looking at it and it says I am in the yellow, very sometimes in the red. But yeah, whenever I do that, but it goes into the red all the time. You can see how the sound quality is affected by that. So I'm trying to figure out a good spot for the sound. I haven't figured it out just quite yet. But always give me feedback on how the sound is. I've been seeing it more and more often that the sound is not so juicy. Whew, having said that, what a crazy day it has been already. So right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, every single coin in the list is up just a little bit. I know the coins are not up in the craziest of margins, but Bitcoin already being above $44,000 is a very, very big milestone. I told you guys before, every single time we get into time like this, where people are uncertain but biased towards the top, it's a good position to buy in. What I basically explained yesterday was, if you are looking at the charts, almost any single one of them looks so bullish that if you're not buying into it, I think it's rather stupid. We explained this the 12th, we explained this yesterday with Ethereum's pattern, showing basically a very juicy reversal with right now the fruits already showing off. And I told you guys my targets as well, right? For XRP, we were most likely to bounce at about 80 point something cents. We did that almost like expected. For Ethereum, we're most likely on our way towards $3,500, which is the most logical point. And for Bitcoin, I just expected about a 3 to 5% pump from $43,000. But of course, first, we're playing a little bit of a dabbling battle at about 44 point something thousand. I'm going to say 44.5 is the point that we basically came towards here. That's going to be interesting to see, because from a broader perspective, it looked for a little bit as if Bitcoin was actually going to break out towards the downside, get some crazy little reversal, I guess I should say, head and shoulder pattern, which is pretty negative going. However, it's right now forming a nice little base. We're hoping that it's going to end this week, which is most likely not going to happen, but end this week above $47,000. Then again, even if our basic pattern, that would be if we replicate this pattern, right? We basically have a couple of dippy candles, nice reversal, but we could actually also just copy some of the things we've seen over here. I mean, whatever the structure looks like right now, it doesn't matter too much, because I think the majority of why the crypto prices have been falling, guys, as I said before, is because of all this inflation stuff. Don't you guys agree with me here? The majority of this stuff is just all due to inflation, all due to the stock market falling piece by piece. And so in my reality, what that also means is that now that we're talking about huge measures against inflation, and they're calling out for the inflation to be that high and what yada yada yada, that maybe right now, since the stock market really isn't falling because of it, that we might basically catch a sort of, how do I explain it? I guess a bullish wave from here on forward. As we all know the fears of inflation, we all know the inflation is real. We all know that the CPI number, which we called out yesterday, wasn't really adjusted downwards. It's right now at 7%, highest since 1982. We know all the numbers are set in stone and they're all negative for the traditional financial markets. It's a really big incentive for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies to go up. So if you ask me, that's a really, really bullish, I guess, period right now. Let's see. Somebody says, I didn't get a notification that you were live, Dusty. So the problem with that is, guys, is that you can only get up to 3 notifications a day for one channel. And on my channel, I very often post a little bit more than that. And so you're not going to get a notification for every single thing that I do, which is just the way that it works over on YouTube. I can't do anything about it. So the only option I have is either make less videos and make less content, or just accept the fact that sometimes people are not going to get a notification. Here's the example. So most likely people got a notification for this video right here, and potentially either this one or this one. And so if I waited another hour, people might have actually gotten a notification for the stream too. Or if I waited about, let's say, 3 hours, a lot more people would have gotten a notification, because then, you can only get 3 in 24 hours. So that's how it works, by the way. If you're wondering why you sometimes don't get it. That's why I tell people, make sure you just check back onto the channel. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hope that it's this little price alert, but I'm not exactly sure how to turn it off. I don't know if you guys heard that. The price alert just went crazy. I don't think you guys can hear that. I don't think I have this sound plugged into this recording software. It basically just went dun 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 dun. Pretty loud, because I had a price target set in and we crossed that. So yeah, right now, actually, that's pretty crazy on the Bitcoin price, that we actually hit about $44,445 before having a small little correction as of this point. Again, right now, of course, we can understand and see where our basis is being formed for the Bitcoin price at about 43.6 thousand or so. I'm going to basically have to adjust that a little bit downwards, but you guys hopefully catch the drift that I'm trying to kind of get it in, because there's no... Okay, I think it's just going to keep repeating until I get this sound thing off, but I usually just press up here to get a higher target going. Oh, wait, I think I have to put on the... Let's see, I think I have to put on the cursor. There we go. There we go. All right, you guys can hear it, but it just kept on... it kept on beeping in my ear. All right. So I wanted to say we had a nice little bounce for Bitcoin right now. We're basically finding a good new support, hopefully at about $43,500 or so before it can move higher. Can I take this? Oh, okay, so whatever lines you want to put in here, it's not the best of the best. It's not easy to actually put your lines in here into the heat map. It's not the best thing for putting lines in. It's fun to see how the price moves, even though sometimes it's a little bit glitchy. It's not the best working thing. Let's quickly wait for some of these prices to come back in, if the heat map will even show it on the daily right now. It's a lot of loading. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's go back to an hour. Even now it's not working properly for some reason. It is what it is. All right, there we go. Yeah. All right, so a couple of you guys in the chat box are asking about the XRP price. I've actually let go a couple of statements already in the last, I think, 24 hours about what I think about the XRP price. Right now, we're not really at a crucial point. We're trying to basically, or what did I say? Right now, we are exactly at a crucial point where we're trying to basically engulf the 80-cent mark for XRP. You can see where we're facing this resistance time and time again. If we actually take a little bit of a look, let's check it out right here. One of the things which you can see for these are some of the trades that we have open. Let's check this out. So if we check, I'm trying to figure out, by the way, how to do this. I have like a MacBook, so I have to scroll out, but I also have a mouse somewhere. How do I? There we go. If we check it out, I guess the most important spot for XRP lies between 80 and I guess a little bit higher than that. I'm just going to call it out for it being about 80 cents or so. We called this out that we're most likely going to hit that price while it was at, I'm going to say 70 cents. I think we actually called this out before it even crossed the 70-cent barrier, because I think I told you all, if we cross here with confirmation, we'd buy in. We didn't get the confirmation, though, so it wasn't the strongest signal. But once it broke past, it also skyrocketed past our next threshold. Right now, it didn't actually confirm above there, so we haven't really conquered. Coming right back down. We're playing ping pong, as I basically explained it, where you're basically going between two of the most important support and resistances, and you're going to bounce back and forth. Right now, we're just waiting for either of these zones to be breached. And as long as Bitcoin keeps pumping up, we'll most likely build above there. And it could be that because XRP has such a narrative that's basically pushed mostly by the lawsuit, that once we actually cross above there, that we're going to kind of remain above there. Right now, the XRP price is moving a little bit less. I think inherently because we got the negative news in regards to the lawsuit yesterday, which might cause people to be less ecstatic about buying their entire portfolios into XRP as of this point. Wife better not call me today. Ignore button is on. Somebody, Yoker, says, Yoka, can we reach about $20? Another fun thing about that is people often call out my expectations or predictions and call them either stupid or really accurate, in the sense that whenever we talk about $10, $20 per XRP, I think the most important underlying factor comes in the sense of, well, what would happen if they won the lawsuit? Is XRP fundamentally a good coin? What would happen to market cap? And in terms of market cap, I always tell people, well, if the crypto market will eventually go to like 600 trillion, which we all expect, then any market cap which you basically fathom right now is still way lower than what it could eventually get towards. So we got to talk about, okay, so let's just kind of disregard the entire market cap equation. What would make people pay this specific price for this specific asset, in this case XRP? Now, they would most likely pay quite a lot for the currency that it's built to be and that the plans are to get to. However, because of a lawsuit that's going on, most likely not that many people would actually want to get in. So what would change that? Well, obviously a win in the lawsuit, extra announcements in terms of partnerships, everything that's just pumping a normal crypto would most likely pump XRP as well. It's just this underlying threat right now of maybe potentially losing it that would most likely dump the price even further. That's keeping people from it. Having said that, what prices are possible? Well, I'm going to say, whatever you think in terms of multiplier that's possible for any other top coin is possible for XRP too. Why not, you might say? Because why not? So where can it get towards? Well, crypto, again, it's going to go by 300x in the next, let's say, decade and a half, something like that. So if crypto as a whole with 300x, then the majority of these cryptos can definitely go towards that little level. And I'm talking about a long time, right? Not like next year, not like this year. I'm just talking about longer term. If that's set in stone, that we all expect that, let's actually kind of nim it down a little bit. Let's say $200 trillion. So that's a pretty high target because it's still 100x, but I do believe that the crypto market will get 100 times bigger than it is right now. If you don't agree with that, no worries, but that's my opinion and my thoughts. From that perspective, XRP could grow at least 100x to just stay at the same position and grow with the system, which means XRP has about 2% dominance in the crypto market, and it will go through like that. Right now, ooh, nice little dump right there. Oosh, oof. Coming right back down, playing ping pong, huh? We're waiting for the big breakout. Could happen any one of these days. I'll tell you why in just a second. So, if we have that idea that XRP can always go like times 100 if it stays the same market dominance, if then at one point or another, XRP does regain a little bit of its market cap, eventually, it comes back to potentially like 17% that it was before, potentially going towards 20%. That means that relatively, XRP is 10 times bigger than it is right now in the ecosystem, which basically means, hey, if the crypto market will go 100x over the next decade and a half, meaning, cryptos will get 100 times more popular, 100 times bigger than it is right now. The crypto market will grow 100-fold. And XRP gets the percentage back that it once had at about 10, 20%. That could be that then XRP grows 10 to 20% relatively in the market, and then also 100x from just the general crypto growth. A lot of things which people say is impossible are definitely a lot more possible. My thoughts. So yeah. JC says, breakup will only come once you sing Pump It Up Again. Maybe we should, huh? Guys, if you press that like button, let's go for a Pump It Up Again. Because we want to see that crazy pump. Somebody says the chart needs a little pill. Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. So in regards to the breakout, what I quickly wanted to say here. Sometimes I make these videos like urgent or I do a live stream. That's mostly because this is stuff you need to know before something happens. And I don't want people coming out afterwards saying, oh, this, no, we want to note this beforehand. I have a couple of long positions open, right? You know why that is? It's honestly because even though Bitcoin just fell about $1,000, by the way. Well, what a big dump. Even though that's really interesting, actually. I'm not exactly sure why it would all of a sudden fall $1,000. We just had a nice little breakout of the specified. Let's see here. No, it's not really entirely logical. I guess it's just the first second. You can see here we tested this exact little point of about 44,100. Once, I guess twice we broke out 3 times. Right now, this time again we broke out, but we did not get confirmation and fell right back down. Which is peculiar though, the severity at which this fell. It's still falling right now. What a pump and dump. 43.6. Going really hard down. Wow. Huh. Really peculiar. Wow. That is pretty fascinating to me. All right. That was a little bit of a surprise. I wanted to say, usually we do these videos, right, where I update people on what I think is going to happen, and 9 out of 10 times it happens in the exact way which you expect. I want to quickly say, for XRP right now, anything you see in terms of price is not really bad. We're really not in a bad spot. We've actually been making higher lows and higher highs for a significant amount of time here. This is on a 1 hour, but you guys get the picture. We've been doing that for the last couple of days at least. And honestly, I do expect XP to just after its big reversal a couple of days ago, after a perfect retest, to start building on the about 77, I'm hoping, right, that we're going to build on this 7777 little marker and just kind of make higher highs from here as well. But honestly, as long as we don't take out the 69-cent level, which by the way was our lucky point, let me show you guys this. So we have trades open, right? You see where our liquidation price is, 69.10 cents. We've actually hit the 69.5 cent threshold twice. And just because our liquidation is at the lower 69s, we did not get into it, which is rather funny. But what I want to say is right now we're in a really good position for our XRP trade. And I basically called out Ethereum yesterday and whatnot. Remember that you don't need to have a longer lasting winning trade. You just need it to win for a little bit. You can take your profit and get out. Very often people ask me, so, when should I take profit? Should I take profit right now? If you're in a good position and you're uncertain about where the market is going to go in the short term, or medium term, I guess short term, it's sometimes better to just take some quick profit. Because right now, none of the stuff I'm talking about here has any real effect on the longer term. This is just short term. So yesterday we called out an Ethereum trade. Right now, it's actually still fine because we had a confirmation. So right now, it's a bullish little reversal. And theoretically speaking, we should take this trade, right? So we should still actually get into Ethereum. And very often after a bullish confirmation, we get about a 50% correction on the next candle. And that's usually where I try to buy back in. So that's basically halfway throughout this candle, we buy back in and we hope for the bigger gains. Now, why does this work? Because that's the pattern. That's what we usually trade. And as long as you do that consistently over a long period of time, you'll have a winning little strategy on its own, right? As long as you know where to find them. Will you always win? No. But right now, on most of these charts, it's looking like we have a really nice bullish reversal, a really nice bullish, I guess, momentum going as well. Even on Bitcoin, you can see here, we are doing really well for ourselves. You can see, you can potentially call this a bullish engulfing candle. Depends on your own perspective, which also got confirmed. On most of these time frames, the breakout towards the upside has been confirmed. Most guys over on YouTube and everywhere are calling this out. You can, of course, draw a couple of little triangles or channels in here that we've broken out of with this exact candle yesterday as well. On almost any time frame, even XRP, you can see here, we have broken out with our confirmation. Right now is potentially the best moment in a long time to get ourselves a bullish trade going. Did you draw a scroll? I'm not exactly sure which one. Maybe this one. Oh, there's a lot of fun stuff. I should actually, I told you I should clean everything up because we've been having a lot of live streams in here. We do a lot of talking. I should actually get rid of a lot of this stuff. That's pretty funny. Yeah, but I'll do that later. I'll get rid of all the nonsense that we had in there. Sorry, I had a good little laugh. Having said that, once more, we're in a good position right now. We got ourselves another nice little entry for Bitcoin, actually coming right back down. Most likely support, most likely $43,000 for Bitcoin, huh? Because it's going rampantly down, 43.4, 43.3, I guess 43,430. What a crazy dump we had just there. Why? Most likely because we were retesting newer heights, and right now we're doing a little retest. However, I think this little dump is showing a lot of people a left top, huh? Yeah, this one, it's gone now, hopefully. I saw it too. That was pretty funny. I wanted to say most likely what we're doing right now is retesting some of the most important levels. And this dump has shown for a lot of people as well, I think, that you saw what happened today? Did you guys see a lot of the enthusiasm that we had throughout the day here? You know why that is, guys? I've told you all yesterday, I think in the stream, that right now we're in a position where we can definitely have a good leg downwards because, well, $40,000 for Bitcoin, basically 40.5 and 39.5 were the most important levels to watch for Bitcoin. This breakout, it happened in kind of a similar fashion, which I expected it to happen as well, the breakout towards the downside. I guess we also called out for a nice little trade a little while earlier, but that's all besides the point. I think somewhere around here, which was basically the triangle for Bitcoin breaking on the 1 hour. We'll talk about that later. It doesn't matter too much. It's all in the past now. Who cares about hindsight? Point being, we can definitely get a breakout towards the downside going yet again. But right now, we're going to just have to watch it level per level to see some retests because you're noticing, because of the stock market going red, because of everything being like a little heated moment, People were all like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Fear, 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 fear. Now that Bitcoin rebounds again from 39.6, people are like, oh, no, we're going to go up. We're going to move. I'm telling you right now, be cautious. The most logical way to go is up. And I've been telling that for days and days and days. But as we've seen last week, it doesn't always have to happen that way. Right now, the stock market and the crypto market have an increasingly high correlation to one another. And so it's actually a lot scarier to right now kind of act in a sense of, oh, we have huge inflation, which is inherently not that good for the people, not necessarily that good for stocks, but actually inflation on its own might be good for stocks, but it's actually the measures that might be bad for stocks from a certain perspective. So since we have all that negative going on right now, that should be bullish for Bitcoin, right? Yeah, theoretically speaking, yes. In practice, that's not exactly how it happened. And we have to basically put this way out for ourselves. Why would it this time around actually happen that manner? Why would it happen this way? And why would this time around crypto actually go up when the stocks are going down? We're fighting, I guess, for that inverse correlation on the Bitcoin versus SPX. And by the way, the reason I call out for Bitcoin so often rather than XRP, which a lot of you guys like, is mostly because Bitcoin sets the course, right? Whenever I sometimes talk about XRP pump, XRP breakout, as you guys rightfully so point out, very often it is because of Bitcoin that happens. We might actually want to take a look at the stock market to see if we actually had a little dump going on this minute. Because that might be one of the main reasons why this just happened right now. We can see we have a negative day for stocks, and so crypto falls as well last hour. An interesting candle that just happened here. I should stick to the last half hour. Yeah, so you see, guys, most likely that's exactly what caused crypto to dump this exact hour as well. I don't have the correlation chart open here, but let's actually, I don't know if there's even a correlation chart. I guess we could just look at them side by side, huh? Yeah, let's take a look at this. So let's put an auto. Put up auto. Actually, no, let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So, I should put on that these things move in unison with one another. I thought the crosshair would move over, but it doesn't. Why not? Oh yeah, I guess because of course the S&P misses hours in there, so it's a lot harder to measure. I wanted to say, like, it's actually pretty difficult to compare this as well, but we can see that these last two little, I guess, candles here coincide between the S&P and the Bitcoin price as well, very much so, huh? There's no denying this. There's no denying that these two look really much alike. And of course, this is exactly when the stock market opened at about 3:30 on the UTC, and that's also for crypto, I guess. This is a UTC plus one chart, I guess. Oh no, this is UTC. This is UTC plus one. This is UTC. Maybe we should put them at the same time. There we go. Yeah, so if you're wondering what crashed the stock market, what crashed crypto, it's the S&P. Right now, it's more clear than ever. And I see a couple of people in the chat box talk about the extension of time on the Ripple lawsuit. Yeah, it's a BS excuse, but I called it out yesterday as well for saying, hey, it's an understandable excuse. I can understand why both sides would want it because, as I said, Ripple can't say, no, we're against that. Just do it over Zoom. He can't. It's too disrespectful. I don't think the judge would like that if you're inconsiderate of human lives, so to speak. And again, we can have a whole discussion about that, but it's about what the officials put on paper like that. You know, we can discuss about it for hours. Let's not go into details on that. Let's just say Ripple might have done this from a perspective of let's just be safe, literally and figuratively, through all of this. And just choose to go with it, even though they might think it's all BS. Because what they're saying makes no sense. If you want to do a deposition, you could definitely do it over Zoom. And it's all been going on in this time. Why all of a sudden make a big shift? You might say because of the rapid spread all of a sudden, but I would say it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But again, it's not up to us. We can only just accept whatever they've done in that regard, which we will. By the way, guys, if you're watching the stream right now, make sure you press that like button. We have about 160 people watching, which I think is already really good for the fact that we did not have a notification. But also, let's get this stream up to about 100 likes, as we've had in total about 1,500 people stop by and just say hi real quick. We can easily get to 100 likes if everybody watching right now presses that button. We could get there instantly. And also, guys, put in the chat box what exactly your country is right now, or I should say, what country you're watching this live stream from. The SEC sucks. I mean, it's all perspective, I guess. Fabian says, read somewhere that Ripple wanted to roast an expert for 7 hours face-to-face instead of a Zoom meeting If I find, I will tag you on Twitter. No, I've seen that as well. However, that's again just something that somebody made up, I think, because I'm not sure that Ripple said that themselves. But there is some logic in that sense as well. Maybe I should actually change the title to dump. Wow, Bitcoin going down even further. I changed the title a little bit to here's why Bitcoin fell $1,000 in like 30 minutes. Because we know why. You see, that's the fun part. The more you are involved with this stuff, the more you can see the details that a lot of people aren't. Oh, I accidentally had to hover over. You can see stock market, boom, big fall, 47.40 to 47.20. Relatively a big fall, right? Because of course the stock market is a lot less volatile. And obviously that translates right back into crypto. When I checked this out earlier, the S&P was up about, I'm going to say 0.5. Right now it's down 0.05. I think that might turn around even worse. Nasdaq falling. Could it be because of the Fed and the announcements? Could be. But again, that doesn't really make too much sense because we had the same information yesterday. All this inflation talk, we had all these informational pieces yesterday. So I'm not exactly sure why all of a sudden the stock market will react to that. But of course, there could be any other incentive outside. Somebody said breaking people? Yeah, I guess so. USA, unfortunately, Cyprus, Germany, high, Finland, the Great North. Gary says, do you think they'll extend it again after 1 month? So guys, for everybody watching this stream, later today, I have a talk with, wow, I forgot his name for a little second, John Deedon. So we had it earlier today, but unfortunately we had to reschedule a little bit. So later today, guys, we have a talk with John Deedon. If you have any questions for him, make sure you send it to me in the chat box, and I'll check it back. Because, well, I have a list of things I want to talk about, but I don't have a critical list of actual questions, except for some of the things which you guys have put up over on my previous video. But if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask him, just make sure you put it down there. I'm going to try my best to ask all the different things which I think are logical, and they're also on my own mind. So if you guys put some stuff up, I'll get to it. All right, I'll get to it. Audio sounds choppy. Oh yeah, we had a couple of dropped frames just now, so some did happen. Somebody says, can you comment on Costas tokenomics? It says their circulating supply is 2%. I haven't actually taken a good look at the Costas tokenomics, to be honest with you. I think the circulating supply is 2% because that's literally what it is. I'm not sure exactly what the strange part about that is. Kilwa says, so you think basically every crypto will probably 100x, or do I misunderstand? Very much no. I think 95% of the cryptos won't 100x, and I actually honestly think that there will be a select few who do really well, which will do more than 100x. Because I think that out of the top 1,000 right now, only maybe 30 will actually survive, maybe 20. So I think 98% will definitely become either worthless or at least not go up in the same fashion. But there will be new ones, you know? There will be a lot of new ones that are going to be in the top 10 in a couple years from now that we've never heard of, that don't exist, or that are in the works, or that are funny enough in like spot number 2,000 that we've never really thought about, but they all of a sudden get a meteoric rise. It's also possible. Wow, Bitcoin falling more and more and more. 43.18, 43.219. It's going rampant. That's really interesting. Vodka o'clock soon. Yes. Oh, just had a negative close on the 30-minute chart for the S&P. So, Bitcoin breaking, stock market falling. I'm seeing some of you guys say something about the Senators. Not sure exactly what that is all about. I actually had a ton of news as well, guys. Not sure if we... No, we didn't actually cover anything. Why Phantom, Harmony, Gala, and Cadena altcoins are big up today. Obviously, altcoins are just doing well. Nothing specifically on those altcoins that you can kind of measure. So if you're wondering about why some altcoins, they're just up. Nobody knows exactly why. Binance corroborates Solana network congestion issues. Yeah, if you've ever used Solana, you'd know that it's pretty juicy. But right now, it's facing such troubles that it's really cumbersome to use. And it's also because of all the threats, right, of people saying, oh, Solana's going to go become even worse, or Solana's going to go down more. Founders have said, it's not really a problem, it's all fine. But apparently, quite a lot of other bigger institutions are worried about Solana right now. Then again, in terms of NFTs and whatnot, I still think Solana is actually one of the best competitors out there until potentially something like XRP comes around. Solana network is currently experiencing congestion due to increasing high compute transactions, which is reducing the network's capacity to several thousands of TPS, which again is still rather good, and leading to some failed transactions for users. The notice reads, we are actively working on the project to provide a stable long-term solution. We apologize for any inconvenience because at the end of the day, they're still good, but just a little bit less good. Roy says it's a breakdown, FFS. Yes, indeed. Breakout can indeed be both sides. Right now, we're breaking down hard, though. I mean, I said it's on the verge of a breakout. Didn't say which side, I guess. No, but this is really peculiar. You know what? Let me take this little setup down. I'm gonna sit for this one. I have a standing little setup and a sitting one. Let me. To watch. I'm gonna sit down for this one. I'm gonna have a little. There we go. Let me take a little blanket as well because it's freaking cold. Holy smokes! S&P doing itself real good right there. Bitcoin bouncing off a key support on a 30-minute chart, but it's just looking to really parade right through there. Look at that. Look at the S&P falling, guys. Once more, you might think this is not really a severe deal because in terms of percentages, it's not that crazy. Well, let's quickly measure this. So over the start to now, it's about 0.5% down. This is when the stock market opened. So ever since the stock market opened today, it's just been falling, falling, and falling. And that's exactly why Bitcoin is also crashing right now, if you're wondering. How much did it crash already? Let's check this out. It's about 3% down, 3.5. There's a chance it's going to fall way more. If the S&P falls another 1.5% in total, again, we kind of replicate that onto Bitcoin. It might be a 10% in the minus day for Bitcoin. Right now, it's bouncing again off of its key support. Dusty, happy to see you for the first time. Oh, happy to see you too, my friend. Let's actually check more news out while we were waiting for a critical move, right? I have a lot of stuff to talk about. All right, Mexico's national soccer team adds crypto exchange BITRUE as a sponsor. I don't use BITRUE, nor do I care about them, but Ripple's partnered up with them for ODL, if you're wondering about it. And it's just a nice little partnership in terms of getting more and more people to adopt cryptocurrencies, right? So nice little development towards the right direction. Not exactly sure if I'll ever come in contact with this, but it's good to see it. The national soccer team having that as a sponsor could be cool if there's a World Cup or something like that. Then Coinbase announces FairX acquisition. The acquisition enables Coinbase to offer crypto derivatives in the US, which could be a really big deal. It follows Crypto.com's purchase of the retail derivatives platform Nadex at the end of 2020. So once more, these guys are also going in towards the right direction. Coinbase can actually get a huge boost due to an announcement like this, so we'll have to see. I had it open in another article here as well. Coinbase finalizing the acquisition of CFTC's regulated derivatives exchange FairX, paving the way for crypto futures and options trading on the platform. Could be a huge boost for them. Wall Street Journal here. See, Robinhood CFO doesn't plan to put meaningful amount of cash into crypto assets. It's not lost on us that our customers would like to see us add more coins, Jason Warnick told finance chiefs at the Wall Street Journal CFO Network Summit. I actually didn't read this article fully, I believe. No. So, well, whatever. Retail trading platform Robinhood doesn't plan on spending significant amounts of corporate cash on crypto assets anytime soon, despite growing demand from users for such investment, CFO Jason Warnick said. Speaking to the Warnick Journal Summit on Wednesday, Warnick said there aren't compelling reasons strategically for our business to put any meaningful amount of our corporate cash into crypto. His comments echo those of other financial chiefs, including Twitter Inc. CFO Ned Segal, who said they worry about the volatile nature of some of the assets or limitations around companies' investment policies. Robinhood, which reported $51 million in revenue from crypto trades during its latest quarter, held about $6.16 billion in cash and cash equivalents at the end of September, up from $1.4 billion at the end of 2020. Some companies such as Tesla and Block have plowed corporate cash into Bitcoin or other virtual assets, while so far many other CFOs have stayed on the sidelines. They're keeping an eye out for regulators on how they treat crypto. That is why Robinhood hasn't added any new coins or currencies on top of the ones they already offer, including Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Litecoin. So that's actually pretty fun, because if XRP gets properly regulated, it's an instant or pretty easy listing onto Robinhood, I guess, if they're watching out for regulation and how regulators react to it. Maybe that's also why there's no potentially, I'm not actually sure which coins are on there. Is it only Bitcoin, Doge, and Litecoin, or also Ethereum and such? Because I would say potentially that might make sense for why they wouldn't have Ethereum, but I'm not too sure if they actually don't or not. So I don't want to comment on that. It's not lost on us that our customers and others would like to see us add more coins, but they're working it out about when, or that was the question about when Shiba Inu. We're a highly regulated company in a highly regulated industry, and we think it's important that we get a bit more clarity from regulators. So, wow. I guess Robinhood is also entering the Ripple battle in a certain sense, huh? Doing their best to kind of stand along the sides of them. Nice. Very nice. Here's Brian Brooks' take on Bitcoin and the real drivers of growth. Remember, Brian Brooks is a little bit biased. I mean, even though he was the head of the OCC at one point, the Office of the Controller of the Currency, he was also the Binance.US CEO. He quit, however. I'm not sure exactly where he's working for anymore now. But so whatever he says, I don't think can actually attach too much value to it. Because what exactly, I mean, he's a Bitcoin bull or a crypto bull in some way, shape, or form. He's talking about how Goldman Sachs, one of the most untrustworthy investment corporations in this world, if you use them as your financial advice, you're in a little bit of a predicament yourself. I'm seeing a big beep. Goldman Sachs has revealed Bitcoin's rising potential as a store value asset. And once more, you can't really use their reports or their information as anything you should, hold or steady by. So I don't know why he would ever use his opinion as anything of relevance whatsoever. Just my thoughts. I'm not really sure he has any good impact. He's apparently, I believe, the CEO of BitFury now. Yeah, so he's also lost a little bit of credibility in that sense, maybe. Bitcoin's still breaking down, following the S&P. We can actually go a little layer deeper. Let's go 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. There we go. I guess, yeah, it's really following the same pattern, huh? I guess not 100%, but close enough. Nice little bounce from Bitcoin, though, at 43,000. Look at that. Brooks is the A director for Binance US. I don't believe he is. He stepped down, I believe, as the Binance US CEO, and it's not a. I don't. Yeah. So he's right now working for BitFury. Deep Pearson says, "Let's smash the like button for folks. Show some love, guys. If you haven't pressed the like button yet, let's get to 100 likes on this stream. Would be really juicy. If you haven't pressed the like button yet, get to it. You don't have to, but it helps out. And also, maybe I should change the title from On the Verge of a Breakout to I pooped my pants today. I'm not sure exactly. Interesting day, though. It's been a really interesting day. I mean, look at that. We had such a bullish start of the day. And as I said before, everything points towards the upside. And then boom, as I said as well, I kind of warned you. We can have such bullish influxes. Everything sounds logical to go up. And all of a sudden, things just fall right back down because the stock market decides that that's the way we should go. What an interesting predicament. Anybody opening long positions at 43,000 to bet against the stock market? Oh, my days. Folsom says, unless there's something new for a coin, they always mirror Bitcoin. So, partially true. I would say the altcoins follow the general direction in which Bitcoin goes. However, there is a very big reason most of the time why a coin could go up 4% and why a coin could go up 14% when Bitcoin is up, for example, 3%. And usually there's some additional edge that you get with another altcoin. And very often we can find something in that. Jean-Pierre says, Dusty, first take profit for ADA and Matic? What do you mean with that? What, I don't know what you mean with your sentence. Cheetah says, what coin would you prefer? I would not prefer either of those two coins, my friend. Will says, just clearing leverage, just put a long on. Okay. You guys are saying clearing leverage, huh? But then, because I mean, for Bitcoin, it makes a lot of sense that we're coming right back down to 43,000 to indeed either clear some leverage or people actually got their longs liquidated just now. We can actually take a look at that on Buy BT, by the way. Let's take a look at that. See how many people lost their money on that sense. My long positions, I think, are still fine. Right? I think so. We actually have the joke account as well. You guys remember? Our joke account here is in... Ooh, this was in like $10,000. Guys, that's funny. This account was in more than $10,000 worth of profit about an hour ago. No, I'm going to say 45 minutes ago. So we lost about $15,000 almost in the last hour on this trades, which is pretty funny. Look at that. Oh, it's moving fast. That's what you get when you're playing around with $500,000 in that sense on the fun account. Our main YouTube account is I guess in a neutral point right now. XRP breaking through towards the downside, not too nice to see. Going below our crucial barrier, no. But we understand where XP is basically headed. We usually have our little zone here set for XRP. Oh, never mind. It's not there anymore. Here we go. It's down below there. Let's see. Whatever. You guys get the drift of what we need to. I guess where we can still bounce without it being a big hassle. Still have a little bit of room to go throughout the day. We came from there yesterday. Had our first nice little breakthrough after, confirmed little bounce. Right now coming right back down. And again, usually, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it's actually a pretty good idea to buy in for a long position at about half where it's this candle. Still, at this point, I don't think the upside is too unlikely. With a good stop loss, I think we're in a pretty good position to catch our way up. Because why is the stock market moving down right now? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess then again, the stock market often doesn't make a lot of sense. We're closing in about a minute from now. It's most likely it's another big red candle. Look at the next 50-minute chart. Candle, I mean. Lasse, welcome back, Lasse. Oh, Jean-Pierre says, so when ADA and Matic moons, will toi start taking profit at what price point? That is actually a really difficult point because I've made videos before where I explain to you what I'm expecting for ADA and Matic, but I should also explain, guys, I can make videos explaining when to sell that I think is smart, but in reality, I don't like selling cryptocurrencies at all. I like to get a yield on my ADA, for example. With Matic, I don't really do too much right now, to be honest with you. I'm kind of clear on that. I have a lot of coins built on Polygon, or working with Polygon, maybe you want to call it that way. But I'm not really looking for any exit position. And if we get closer towards an exit, I might make more videos about when to exit or what is smart in terms of a strategy. And I could make some videos for y'all just talking a little bit about the theory. But for example, for Matic, my head, it's like, $20 is really not that high for Matic yet. And then for another coin, which one do we pick here? For an ADA. Yeah, $20 is not that high for ADA. Does that mean I want to sell all my coins there? Does that mean I want to sell my coins earlier? Doesn't mean anything. It's just that I don't think those prices are actually necessarily high for where it's about to head towards. And I don't necessarily want the fiat in replacement. I just am basically going for the next coin that's going to change the financial system, partially. Or just coins that are aiding towards that. Look at the reversal, guys. Look at the reversal. New. We just closed the 15-minute candle. Big pump. We're going towards the moon. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. No, it's not really that pumpy. Nice little bounce off of the $43,000 on the Bitcoin price, though. I just asked who opened a long position. Let's see how this would fade if anybody opened a long position right now. We have our longs open, so I don't need to open anything myself. Because if we, all right, closed it by accident. This one is still open right now. And the other ones are also still open. For XRP, I guess we had a nice little bounce here off the 777 $1 mark, as we usually call out for being the central point of support for XRP. Yep, and we came a little bit down further towards 77.33, but the main candle, depending on the day, if it closes there, I would still consider this all bullish, by the way. A bullish reversal with a negative candle after. This wouldn't be too bad. We can actually close here without any hassle for the bull run that's continuing on. D says, you're extremely obsessed with that song. I told you. It's literally one of my favorite songs in the world. I don't listen to it ever outside of a pump stream, but sometimes when I'm doing a live stream, I have this like bouncing in my my AirPods, in my ears, just pump it up, you got to. You know why? Because I remember one point or another at the start, like I think February of last year, we had one of the craziest pumps for XRP, or January maybe, and I was listening to that song. So right now it's itched in my memory as a song of good fortune. And so yeah, I hold it quite closely. The Pump It Up song usually does wonders. I think it's become a little bit of a religion in the live stream as well. When we sing the Pump It Up song, if things go bad, there's a big problem. Then again, maybe we sang it too early, because we're coming right back down. Oof, Bitcoin coming right back. S&P and Bitcoin inverse correlation. Excuse me. Maybe the SB only had to set the precedent or precedent or whatever to make Bitcoin fall a little bit further. Very peculiar. Look at the volume as well. Relatively high for Bitcoin on the 50-minute. What an interesting predicament, though. Mario says XP has huge potential. I agree with you on that one, my friend. Wondering says, you must not be listening to stories going around in the world. Put your money into food, water filtration, security, and skill sets. All right. Jean says, the other YouTubers, influencers who don't like XRP sure talk about it. Makes you think. Those guys, they often like to talk about it because it gives them a lot of, I'm not sure if it's views, but just generally a community of people who are really dedicated to the core. I mean, a lot of us like XRP, and I would literally be fine with only holding XRP. A lot of people are not in that little ballpark. I don't only hold XP, by the way, but I would be fine too, because I know so far down that I think it's going to be one of the greatest coins ever. But that's besides the point. I think a lot of those guys, a lot of those influencers want to tap in, but they don't want to support the coin for in case it goes bad. Or some of them are saying, it's a banker's coin, because that was a big meme in 2017-18. And they're just kind of sticking to that little story of, no, you shouldn't support XRP. It's garbage. It's bad. It's not decentralized, yada, yada. Yet, when they see the fact that there's such a huge potential and it's got such a good community, at least I like the community a lot, they just can't let it go. That's, again, by the way, I have another interview planned, which some of you guys might like, some of you guys might not like. It's going to be an interesting one. It's with, I don't want to call it out yet. I kind of want to keep it. I kind of want to keep it for when we have it, because it's one of the biggest guys in the crypto realm, who's primarily known for also all of a sudden talking about XRP. But yeah, it's like a lot of these guys are changing up because they know there's just community to be made. They know they can get a lot of views. They know they get a lot of audience and a lot of support from that. Oh, Bitcoin broke towards or below the $43,000 mark as well. Oof, right? Oof. Oof, as the S&P is falling again. Oof. Thoughts on Solana and the community? I like Solana as a crypto. I don't like the community for some parts. I mean, some of the community members are so tight in just being negative on every other project. I'm thinking of a better title for the stream. Because, I mean, at the start, things were looking really juicy. Things were looking really beautiful. Right now, it's taking a literal 180%, a 180 shift. By the way, guys, I'm going to do a giveaway pretty soon. I think in a day and a half. No, it might have to be a little bit more than that. If we get to 140,000 subs, I'm giving away $3,000. And I told you all, every single time you guys enter, I guess I should say it differently. Every single action, I've taken already one action, which was their previous tweet. Right now, there's a new tweet. If you participate in that, and just make sure you press the retweet button on the tweet, I'll get you another entry. But also just put a comment down below so I can know. And have one person in my team dedicated to making sure that every single promise I make gets kept as well. Because I can sometimes forget. But I make sure that nobody forgets in the team. So every single person who interacts with that tweet right now will get an additional entry in my $3,000 giveaway, which could be coming up about next week. I'm hoping as soon as possible, obviously, but we're going to do it at 140,000 subs, which could be in about 7 days from now, something like that. So this tweet, exactly. Interact with that. Comment down below something. Just make sure that the people see. Interact with that tweet. And you get yourself another entry. Also, what should I change the title to? Because, I mean, it's on the verge of a breakup, but it's a breakup towards the downside. Maybe I should change the title a little bit to something more... Because it's also not a really big dump, you know? It's not, like, too crazy. BTC live reversal. Yeah. I'll call it live. I'm not sure this is gonna do well. Let me call it this. Is that good? Connection is bad. I'm seeing a little bit of issues, Baza. I got some dropped frames. I'm not exactly sure why it's the case. I'm not sure what to do against it either. Because I'm seeing it lag a little bit. Oh. Okay. Ooh. For XP, nice reversal at our dynamic support turned into a resistance, apparently. If this pulls through and it closes below the 777 mark, wouldn't be too happy with that. Heading for double bottom on Bitcoin. At 43, you mean? This is the daily. Oh, what double bottom? You mean the bottom from right here? Like a little cup and handle that might be formed eventually? Potentially another bounce like this. Otherwise, what double bottom are you talking about? This bottom right here. No, I want to call out and say potentially we have a head and shoulder pattern in there as well. We can kind of get, but it's really not something I would like to hold on to too much. Because we have to zoom in a little bit, because otherwise it doesn't look like a head and shoulder pattern too much. Still, Bitcoin bounced off the 43,000 though, guys. It's coming back right back above it. A lot of support at that area. A lot of people trying to buy in. A lot of people trying to buy in right now. Lassa says 1 minute chart. Chart is crazy. Yeah, don't watch the 1 minute chart. Even our 15-minute chart is just actually for clarification of what's going on. It's not really relevant nor that important. A 1 minute chart you can't trade with, guys. Currency, Crypto Decodes, welcome to the chat, my friend. Can't see Bitcoin hitting 100,000. Wow, you can't? That's interesting. Why not? Why would you not be able to see $100,000 Bitcoin? I'm also just gonna change the thumbnail and everything, man. A lot of things changed during this stream, man. What a what an interesting stream this has been. I'm right now building a new picture whilst we are watching the Bitcoin bounce in full color, full HD. Hopefully, that is. And also, please never say, "Oh, you're fudding. Oh, you're this. Or you're so negative all the time." What? What in the world? We just cover on exactly what's happening. If things are dumping, it's dumping. You know, we can't all of a sudden save it. I don't have a freaking $50 billion to all of a sudden inject and make the market turn around. Because I see that sometimes. If I want to FUD a crypto, I'll FUD a crypto, man. Come on. What are we talking about here? At the end of the day, it's all about getting the best result for yourself, you know? Can XRP, for example, take over Bitcoin? Something which you can definitely argue. But right now, Bitcoin is king. It's determining the markets, and that's going to stay that way for a very good while, if you ask me. Oh, Oliski says, bought some XRP today. Figures the market dumps. The market dumps. I think a lot of us have the same type of life in that sense. You know what it feels like? That every single time you get a good grip and buy yourself some more crypto, boom, everything falls. I've had that 1,001 times, so I don't know. Truth and Freedom says, I just want Bitcoin at 70,000 so I can sell it and move money profit to other coins. Yeah, well, I guess in lower times, not financial advice, right? In lower times, it's actually best to buy altcoins in like once Bitcoin has already got a good correction. Because usually, basically altcoins, they correct way better than Bitcoin does. All right, guys, keep engaging with that tweet. Every single person who engages with that tweet will get another entry. And I'm doing my $3,000 giveaway in about 7 days from now, I think. So this is the second tweet that you guys get access to. It might be six or seven tweets in total. And it might even be so that if we have enough people, that only people who interacted with at least one tweet will be able to win something. And it's, as of this point, going to be 5 winners for $600. But we can still change it around. Because a couple of you guys said, no, just make it so that 30 people win 100. Whatever. What tweet says Buzza? I tagged it. Or I what do you call it? Like I linked it now. It's in the, it's stuck. I don't know how to call it. It's over here, this one. Make sure you interact with that tweet just now. It's just so I can see who the real people are and some, it's easier for myself to basically just check out whoever connects with the tweet for a giveaway and just contact you guys personally that way. Make sure, by the way, that you are on. Never mind. I wanted to say follow me, but I can just always comment, so it's gonna be fine. I think we'll be easy on that. And I could just do maybe like a tweet comment picker. If I do a YouTube comment picker, we've seen before, guys, that if I don't do it during a live stream, we have a couple of problems. But even so, it sometimes get a little bit difficult. Because a live stream, how can we do a giveaway that way, right? We have to send people over to a different websites to do it. At least I don't know of any YouTube comment live stream giveaway winner pickers. It wasn't easy. We tried last time. And so for a video, the problem in that sense is as well that it lacks kind of like the personal touch, I think, because a lot of people they spam with 9 accounts, and it's hard for me to actually see which ones are real, which ones aren't. I feel as on Twitter it happens a little bit less. Perfect buzzer. How many of you guys in the chat box are holding XRP? Oh, pinned post. Yeah, sorry guys. I know mental can't how can I not come up with the word pinned? You know, some mental issues right there, all right? Don't worry about it. Ooh, is this the big reversal? Ooh, pump it up. You got to 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 pump it up. Let's go. To pump it up. You got to pump it up. Oh, if Bitcoin did break out towards the downside, it would be a continuation of the head and shoulder pattern. But that would not be too juicy. XRP for retirement? Damn. I haven't made a video about XRP retirement in a very long while. I used to always like that because it's like a longer term vision. And I always like to give people this idea of don't think about crypto for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Think about it for 5 years and just check how much it can change your life. And it's also a fun fact to kind of compare that back to, again, if you saw XRP as a 1-year investment and you bought it in 2018, you would kind of slap yourself in the face right now because we're 4 years in the future and we're still not topping those levels. Then again, of course, nobody expected this lawsuit to happen. I've lost hopes as 6 years' wages to create my 1 XRP. Right, guys, says XRP is 95% of my portfolio. That is interesting. I do crypto decodes on my new channel. I don't know what you mean with crypto decodes. But nice, I guess. Dusty, what do you think about ETH? Does it have juice left, or will it die like Bitcoin in alt season? Bitcoin usually dies in an alt season, but that's like usually towards the end. So what happens most of the time is that Bitcoin goes on a meteoric rise. So it's the little circle, right, of fiat going into Bitcoin, Bitcoin going into high caps going into medium caps going into low caps going back into Bitcoin, which go back into fiat. So people were buying Bitcoin like crazy in a specific run. Then after, Fabian says, dinner time, good evening. Dinner time? It's 5 p.m., bro. You eat dinner at 5 p.m.? Or are you going to cook dinner? No judgment, just wondering. 5 p.m. dinner, interesting. Really interesting. What time do you guys eat dinner for? All right, so the cycle is it moves from fiat to Bitcoin. Then it sits in there. The Bitcoin price juices up. Once people notice, hey, I made a lot of money on this, they're trying to diversify because they are basically adjusted to the newer sphere. They're happy to kind of move on. They put their money into altcoins. And then eventually people are like, well, these altcoins have made me so much money. Let's put it back to fiat. So they go through Bitcoin and back in. But usually it's like towards when Bitcoin has already pumped a lot that they take their money out from Bitcoin and put it into altcoins. Synth eats dinner at 4, but he wakes up at 4. All right. Clint says 10 a.m. in Oklahoma. All right, welcome. Lost hopes says I wake up at noon, so that's my breakfast time. Understandable. Aliski says, XP would be above $3 if the SEC didn't pull this stuff. I think XP would actually be above $5 right now if the SEC didn't intervene and come in. Then again, I do think that the price can have an even more meteoric rise now that they did get the SEC intervention. So I guess it's like too bad. Well, anyway, where it's like, well, we got a negative time right now, but at the end of the day, you can't really blame them. You can't really be negative because even though we've been quote unquote hurt, it can actually become a really big blessing eventually. In the sense that how do I phrase this the best way? That we got to buy ourselves or accumulate ourselves quite a lot more crypto than we otherwise could have had if the price is already $5. I actually literally 10x'd my XRP stash throughout the last year. So, yeah, I'm not too sad about that. I can't really complain because I'm always thinking about it from what if XRP goes let's say 10x right now. I'm right now a lot more satisfied than I was about a year ago. Thoughts on Sand? Sand is by far one of the easiest gainers in the world right now in terms of crypto. Not financial advice, but my own opinion is that Sandbox and a lot of those cryptos in the Metaverse realm are just easy money makers. Where if you just buy them and hold on to them for the next 6 months, it's like one of the most guaranteed ways to make money in crypto. I don't know about the multiplier, but the Metaverse sector is just increasingly more popular every single day. So if you're not into that, I think it's a really big waste of money. Hey Dusty, can you warn against imposters called DustyBC? It's very similar to your account. Yeah, so guys, one more little warning indeed is that over on YouTube, there's quite a lot of people who are imposters. He says DustCEBC. It can be on Telegram, it can be on YouTube, it can be on Discord, it can be anywhere. I will never DM you. So Buzza just now in the chat box said just DM me. I will never. not on Twitter, not on anywhere. Unless we really discussed somewhere that I'll DM you, it's not going to happen, because usually I'll say, hey, just DM me. The reason for that is so you never get the idea of, oh, wow, he DM'd me, what can he say? And you send money to the wrong person or something like that. I would never ask you for money unless it's extremely logical. Like, for example, you asking me to do something, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, it takes money. But that's always when we either talked in real life, or there's really something which you can confirm in terms of, for example, a YouTube live stream, or in terms of I put it in the official Telegram chat or in the official Discord. But you will always be able to verify it. And if you don't trust it, make sure you ask in one of my chats whether or not it's really me. I just don't want you guys to get scammed. Don't want you to lose your money. But it happens so much. Don't press any sketchy links either that are not in the YouTube description, you know? Oliski says, if XP went 10x, I'd sell it all. Your choice, my friend. So one of the fun concepts about crypto is that you can see a really big distinction between people who are in it for some quick money and people who believe in this technology, believe in the sector. If you're honestly thinking about cashing everything out, I honestly don't believe this is stuff for you. I mean, you can hopefully make money with that. I really hope the best for you. But I don't think this is your thing, honestly. Because I never think about selling it all, nor do I think it's a good idea to do so. From my own perspective, right? I do think, hey, if you want to cash out some to go for a new venture, you want to buy a watch, you want to buy a car, you want to start up your business, you want to buy some real estate, all good, understandable, really understandable. But if you're thinking, hey, I got this XP, is going to 10x my money and then get out, then why did you, it's literally a purchase then for making some quick gains. There's a really big difference between being a crypto believer and making, trying to make money, I guess. None are, less honorable than the other. Everybody got their own thing, what they believe in and whatnot. And it's just an instrument to potentially create more wealth. But I'm more so of the perspective that this is going to change the world. This is going to change everybody's future. So I'd rather get my best position in. I'd rather get a lot of juicy coins and then see which ones really last and really change the world. But at least some of them are going to. As I in my own head, it's 100,000% certain that this would change everything and it's going to stay and last. I guess a lot of people just don't think so, though. Daniel says it's loading a couple of times. I'm not so sure why the stream is a little bit laggy, guys. Not so sure why. And by the way, if you're enjoying these daily crypto streams or you'd like to see more updates on what coins I hold, like my top coins or just crypto news or anything like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. I think the majority of you guys are subscribed, but still, I just gotta put it out there. We're doing some crazy cool giveaways at 140,000 subs as well. And we're close. Thoughts on MetaHero? I hold some. It's not my top Metaverse coin if I had to pick one right now, but it's up there. It's good. Not sure why. All right. Bitcoin had a little reversal right now. The big reversal. Pump, charge! Oh, no, it's coming a little bit down, actually. 43.3 again. What an interesting predicament we were in, huh? 42.9, it all of a sudden hit. Right now, we're already up $400 in that. We're already up 1%, 1.5%. And yeah, guys, a little bit later today, we have the John Deaton interview. However, a little fun fact, it's already really freaking dark here. So I'm going to have to look and set up a good lighting system where I can actually interview him in the light. We'll get it done, though. I'll think of something. We charge! Bitcoin pumping! LTNB says, waiting on VeChain to make a move. Oh, I'm waiting for that too, man. VeChain is going to be one of the craziest coins. Oh my days, I'm excited for that. HBAR, VeChain, wow. Whole metaverse sucks. Life in real world with real people. You're talking about the intrinsic value potentially. The metaverse is all fake because it's all online. It's not real interactions. Yeah, but that does not mean the sector won't grow and won't be the next big thing. Because I honestly believe it will. It's so logical as well. From some perspective, you might actually say everything that happened in the last 2.5 years is all leading up to the metaverse. You can't interact with each other anymore in real life too much. You can't do this, that, this, that. You need to keep this, blah, blah, blah. Festivals or whatever, they can't pull through. So all of a sudden, everything becomes online. Everything online is grown by 1,000-fold. I don't know how much really, but you guys get my drift. So all of a sudden, going through a festival, if that's the English name for it, I think so, online is not really the biggest thing in the world anymore. So it's like every single sign is pointing towards that's going to be the next big thing. Even if everything opens back up as a whole, it's like, well, we're kind of used to it now a little bit. One of y'all said they want us all to be individuals, sit alone at home behind computer. Maybe. Okay, so this is actually interesting. The S&P is actually still falling, while Bitcoin did have a little bit of a reversal. So it looks fake. Open a short position, short term. S&P is showing the precedent for Bitcoin dumping a little bit right now. Charge toward the downside. Wow, we go. No. Don't listen to me, by the way. I'm just joking around here a little bit. But that's what sounds logical here. S&P falling, or is the S&P going to reverse here? What do we think it's going to be? Yeah, Buzz is also agreeing with me. Metaverse will grow like crazy. So if you're wondering, I would say that one of the easiest sectors in crypto to make money with is Metaverse crypto. Just my honest thoughts. Could have a nice little scalp here, nice little short position. Could catch this S&P wave. I think the Bitcoin price actually reacts after the S&P, for being honest. So if you take a little short position right now for a short little stroll, could have a very high win probability. But that's just basically like, I don't want to call it gambling, but it's not a, we're not playing a high certainty game in that sense. Let's see how many of these actually coincide with one another. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is pretty funny. It's not 100% accurate. I think the 15 one looks a little bit more or less the same. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what system. I'm also too tired to actually look really deeply into a system to actually potentially make a little bit more money on this. I honestly think, though, that Bitcoin follows the S&P. Our short position that we just opened a minute ago might have actually been a good idea. Look at that. Our hypothetical short, huh? It's coming back down because the S&P is showing the sign. Just to see the predictor. And so for anybody who's just entered the stream right now, if you're wondering what we're talking about the fact that the S&P is looking to really set the precedent for crypto. And I don't think there's anything else that can convince me that crypto is not being literally moved right now, moved, whatever, by the S&P. I believe fully that that's what's causing it to happen right now. Kids are already in the metaverse with Roblox. Yeah, and just wait for Roblox to get into crypto, I guess, in that sense, or into NFTs. I think that's pretty difficult because of regulations, but generally speaking, it's the next big step. Pow, pow. Bing bong. Hey. Ooh. The big reverse. So is this going to be it, guys? Is this where we make the multi-billion-dollar long position that's going to last us a lifetime? Are we going to get the most major dip in the histories of dips right now? Wow. 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 Bing bong. Oh, this is such a confusing little time. Anyone here? Why Bitcoin dump again? Well, Bitcoin is dumping because the S&P is falling down. Why is that falling down? That's the big question of today. We've been trying to figure it out. I'm not seeing any Federal Reserve announcement in the last couple of hours, but you got to remember, the S&P has been falling ever since the stock market opened at 3:30 p.m. this time, UTC. So we could kind of gouge and say, hey, if there's any news that came up between 10 p.m. yesterday evening and now, that's most likely what's causing the S&P to dump. So potentially a lot of this news that came out 18 hours ago, 20 hours ago, this CPI numbers might actually be what's causing. You know what? Let me actually look officially. CPI, because I think it actually came out earlier than that, though. CPI report. I think CPI came out way earlier. No, it's more than a day ago, more than 24 hours ago. So that's not what caused this. So tomorrow is Friday. No, so it's also not that yesterday was weekend. No. Let's see. IMF. Maybe IMF news? No, 2 days ago, everything. Money supply. Stimulus. Let's type in stimulus. No, also 2 days ago. What can we think of here? Let's go to Fortune. That website sometimes has some strange articles that I don't really, I don't want to look at it at the video because it has a lot of heavy titles. Oh, look at this. Coinbase just give their employees 4 weeks of deliberate recharge time to prevent a burnout. 4 weeks of recharge time. Wow. This is, of course, the report from yesterday regarding the CPI. We talked about this. Used cars, housing, and clothing costs jump as inflation hits 40-year high. Scroll past that. Crypto. Hiring for crypto and blockchain jobs is exploding. Yeah. Investors sue Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather over crypto token Ethereum Max. Labor shortage, all the 12th, nothing the 13th. No. FEMA founders are crashing the billionaire club. Okay. What's... December 1st. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to find anything too juicy here. October 14th. No. Yeah, no, this was definitely not so useful. Oh, is this going to be the big reversal then? We've tried multiple different times. Is this going to be it? Can any of you guys read Russian? I'm not sure what it says. Is it good or bad? Is it spam? Is it good stuff? Is he saying something good? I don't know. Should we block it? Is it good? I'm not so sure what to say. You're saying they're talking to each other. I just see one guy talking, though. NFT is a bubble? There's actually a fun story that I would like to talk about with NFTs, but we're not going to do today. And that's mostly regarding the fact that there's actually quite a lot of potential in the NFT realm. Quite a lot of money to be made and quite an argument to be made that NFTs are not bad. As I've said before, the only thing I would like to warn you guys of is that you should be really cautious with what NFT projects to put your money into. But if I ever talk about one, just know that I first of all, I do my research properly. And second of all, I would not just join something completely random. In the sense that I think the majority of NFT projects are really, really crappy. but not all. And NFTs on its own are not a bad concept either. It's just crowded by 99% stupid stuff. So that's my thoughts. It's not bad. It's just crowded by bad. It's just crowded by bad. Doesn't mean it's inherently a bad thing. But I think you guys get it already. SGB Network and XBL is where I'm all in on. If we go sideways for a month, my bags are gonna till gain. Bags are gonna till gain in the toolkit. More cheap SGB and XFi. I'm not really too big a fan on the SGB, SGB on that stuff. I am a fan of the XP Ledger, fan of XRP indeed. So I guess I could kind of understand where you're coming from. Are you guys into like Algorand? These USA college swim teams are legit as some of these new crypto projects. Not sure what you mean with that. I don't get the joke. Shall I buy this XRP dip again then? Well, whoa. Guys, the S&P just had a crazy reversal. Bitcoin bounced off the $43,000 mark. Look at that. The craziest reversal in history. We're going to become so rich. Wow. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm not exactly sure why we got brought to this place. You can't say this is just the normal volatility of things. You can't say that Bitcoin was doomed to kind of fall because of the S&P. Why? It's hard to say, but it happened. And so right now, the whole, I guess, importance is making the best out of this strange and interesting situation. Yeah, it seems as if S&P had a nice little swing right there. What a pump! All right, we changed the title again, huh? We go now for this is the craziest pump in history. Once more, let me remind you guys of the fundamentals. So as of this point, I am telling you, all bets are off. There's a lot of volatility, a lot of confusion in the markets. I'm not sure that this is actually going to last because the S&P we've seen before can turn around like the freaking any time of night. So don't trust the pump here. It can be deceiving. But it does bring me to the more important point, which is that we had a bullish reversal for Bitcoin. We got it confirmed. And as I told you, it's not actually crazy to buy in halfway throughout this candle. Remember this properly, guys. It is not a bad idea to buy into reversals like this halfway throughout the confirming candle. That's my usual go-to. And that's set in stone for ETH, for Bitcoin, for XRP right now, or even below that significantly. Is it going to work out? Well, as long as we place our stop loss, usually a little bit below the confirming candle, which for XP would be about 74 point something cents. It's worth a try because you sometimes get a crazy reversal over the next couple of hours or days. Can it fall back down? Yes. For XRP, we'd break down towards 69 cents or so. 69.5 is where we come back down from a couple of different times. However, the S&P little dip that we saw right here is putting some like charcoal in my fire. Now, I'm not sure what the analogy is right there. My English is not perfect enough. Why is the S&P relevant? I don't get it. Can someone explain? Or just DeepC explain? Why? Well, check your... Ow, I bit my freaking tongue. Check your screen. Ooh, okay, but I don't know how to explain your Russian name. Please, you say I am believing you, bro. Please do not. Please do your own research and think about it for your own. I'm just saying there's probabilities, right? And the probability of it working out is higher. That does not mean it's a guarantee. That does not mean you should do this. It's your own decision still. Better do your research properly, but that's what I have found to be the truth. That's why we have some long positions open. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let's see. What did he say? Why is the SP relevant? Well, first of all, you can check out the screen right here. Mr. Hunter fan. You can see the screen, and it shows, wow. You know, it's it's pretty much the same the whole time, which I guess is like one little small indicator to showcase why it's relevant. But if you would like to disregard the fact that these things are really extremely similar for the last little bit, ever since it started up, this is basically like the same movement ever since 330. They are really quite similar, if you ask me. But if we disregard that, it's because the stock market is where people put a lot of money into, you know? And so if something happens to their money, a lot of people who put money into the stock market also have some sort of incentive or money into the cryptocurrencies. And another reason could be that every single measure that helps the stock market grow might also be what's growing just the investment genre in general. And so people also put more money into crypto, and it could be vice versa. It could also just be general faith in investment instruments, you know. But it's hard to say why. It usually is more logical for it to have an inverse correlation, as the stock market basically trusts in the financial, specifically the U.S. financial system, if we're talking about the S&P, and Bitcoin kind of, you know, basically is the other way around. So it's not necessarily completely logical, but it's just an idea, just a concept. Grims is all about money flow. There's actually some argument to be made for that. There's an argument to be made against that. Because, you know, with money flow, in a certain way, the S&P should react completely opposite from Bitcoin to any changes in the money flow. You can fly again. What are the NFTs on the XP Ledger? I have no idea, my friend. I do not really involve myself with NFTs on the XP Ledger. Oh, Dusty, your mic is not properly connected. Okay, let me see. Channel. Let me try to figure this out. System preferences. Sound. Input. Oh, I'm hearing that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm only hearing the right side as well. Wait a minute. Hmm. Are we good? Nice stereo works. I can hear now only right ear. You're very quiet. I'm not sure why that's the case, guys. I've been trying to look into it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for me. It's not a great connection today. Maybe that's it. Good. Okay. I I can only hear you when you talk. Nice. That's what it meant. All right. Yeah, hopefully it's now good. I'm actually gonna end the stream anyway. We've been streaming for about 1.5 hours anyway. Can hear if I don't know how to restart. You could probably start singing now. Good, good, good. I wanted to say, I'm gonna end the stream for right now anyway. The whole pump and dump thing, it's interesting, but it's kind of not, because we'll have to see where it goes over a longer period of time. The 5 minutes of stuff, they don't really matter. I'm also gonna go to the, do some stuff maybe, and the connection is not that good. So I'll record a couple of videos today. I have a interview with John Dean coming up in about 4 hours from now. So if you have any questions you'd want answered, make sure you put it down below in the comment section or over on my Twitter. I'll make a little question for it. Check that out over on Twitter. And I'll see you guys again in another stream later today. Make sure you subscribe for more of these. We'll do them every single day from now on, guys. And adios, amigos.